In the book The Life of Saint Gemma by Gemma's spiritual director, he wrote about how Saint Gemma obtained the relief for a soul in purgatory. And so here is what happened. Gemma knew by divine inspiration that in the convent of Passionist nuns at Corneto there was a religious sister very dear to God who was near death. She asked me about it, and on my answering that it was so, she at once began to implore of Jesus to make that particular religious expiate all her faults on her deathbed, so that breathing her last she might enter paradise at once. Her prayer, at least in part, was heard. The sister suffered greatly and died in a few months. Gemma told those in her home of it in order that they might pray for the deceased, and she gave her name, Maria Teresa of the Infant Jesus, as she was not known in Lucca. After her death, this soul appeared to her full of sorrow, imploring her help as she was undergoing great torments in purgatory for certain defects. Nothing more was needed to set all the fibers of Gemma's heart in motion. From that moment she gave herself no rest. She fervently offered prayers, tears, and loving petitions to our Lord. "Jesus, save her!" she was overheard to exclaim. "Jesus, take Maria Teresa to paradise without delay. She is a soul that is most dear to thee. Let me suffer much for her. I want her to be in heaven." And during this time, Gemma writes the following in her diary. "It was around 9:30, and I was reading. All of a sudden, I am shaken by a hand resting gently on my left shoulder. I turn in fright. I was afraid and tried to call out, but I was held back. I turned and saw a person dressed in white. I recognized it was a woman. I looked, and her expression assured me I had nothing to fear. 'Gemma,' she said after some moments, 'do you know me?' I said no, because that was the truth. She responded, 'I am Mother Maria Teresa of the Infant Jesus. I thank you so very much for the great concern you have shown me, because soon I shall be able to attain my eternal happiness.' All this happened while I was awake and fully aware of myself." Then she added, "Continue still, because I still have a few days of suffering." And in so saying, she caressed me and then went away. Her countenance, I must say, inspired much confidence in me. From that hour I redoubled my prayers for her soul, so that soon she should reach her objective, but my prayers are too weak. How I wish that for the souls in purgatory my prayers should have the strength of the saints. And the dear victim of expiation suffered without ceasing for 16 days, at the end of which God was pleased to accept her sacrifice and to release that soul. This is how Gemma herself told me of it. Toward 1:30, it seemed to me that the Blessed Mother herself came to tell me that the holy hour I was making was drawing to an end. Then, almost immediately, I thought I saw Sister Maria Teresa coming toward me clad as a Passionist, accompanied by her guardian angel and by Jesus. Oh, how she was changed since the day I first saw her. Smiling, she drew close to me and said, "I am truly happy, and I go to enjoy my Jesus forever." She thanked me again. Then she made sign of bidding me goodbye with her hand several times, and with Jesus and her guardian angel she flew to heaven. It was about 2:30 in the morning.